before a computer even enters the DNS process, it's going to try a few things on its own to see if it can resolve a domain name into an IP address. So the first thing it does, of course, it after asking for a particular address or thinking about, well, I want to go to www.google.com, the first thing it asks itself is, well, wait, is that me? And of course it usually isn't. And so then it goes on and says, oh, maybe I have it somewhere in my memory here. Let me just look that up. So it looks in its RAM, and there has a DNS cache in it that it looks in to see if it's there in the cache. And if it's not in its cache, it kind of goes, well, is it in my hosts file? And of course, then it has to remember, well, wait a minute, the host file has been written into my DNS cache, and so I don't have to worry about that. But part of this cache is what comes from the host file. That's the reason I put this little pane here to help us remember that the host file is already in the cache. And if it's not there, then it just kind of gives up at that point and says, hey, I've got to go ask a DNS server. So it then goes off and asks the DNS server that has been configured as the DNS server for this particular system. And so all of that takes place before DNS actually begins to occur.